The old Victorian house stood on the edge of Oakhaven, a skeletal silhouette against the bruised twilight sky. Jamie felt a thrill, a flutter of excitement, as Mark turned the key. This was it, their first home thanks to a loan from Mark's parents. The house, though charming, bore the marks of age. It had succumbed to months of neglect, needing cleanup, repairs, and some TLC. Peeling wallpaper, creaking floorboards, and a persistent musty scent that clung to the air. "Character?" Mark declared, rolling up his sleeves. "We'll fix it up in no time." Jamie, an artist, saw potential in the house's quirks. She loved the high ceilings and the way the afternoon sun painted the dusty attic in golden hues. Yet, a subtle unease lingered, a chill on her skin whenever she was alone. The house whispered secrets she couldn't decipher. One afternoon, while clearing out the attic, she moved a large wooden dresser. Behind, a section of wall seemed slightly recessed. Pushing harder, she found a hidden door, its brass handle cold and unyielding. It was locked. "Just an old storage space," Mark said, dismissing her excitement. "Probably full of junk," Mark said. "I say it's full of mystery," retorted Jamie. But Jamie couldn't shake the feeling that the room held more than just junk. Jamie became obsessed. She spent hours researching the house's history, uncovering the story of Mr. Eldridge, the reclusive previous owner. Mark grew irritated. "Jamie, you're letting this old house get to you. It's just a room." But Jamie couldn't ignore the feeling deep down. Jamie found an old skeleton key hidden in a dusty book in the library, and with trembling hands she tried the key. Click it unlocked the hidden door. The room was small, airless, and thick, with the sickly sweet scent of dried flowers and something else, something stringent and unsettling. The walls were covered in detailed sketches, portraits of a woman, her face morphing into grotesque, distorted versions of itself. Journals filled with obsessive ramblings, detailing Mr. Eldridge's hysterias, were read by Jamie, unable to put the books down. Her imagination ran wild with the possibilities, Eldridge's love and grief, and his obsession to preserve his wife's memory. A wooden chest sat on the table was finally forced open by Jamie, exposing a variety of disturbing items. Inside she found a lock of dark, brittle hair, a meticulously preserved fingernail, and a small leather-bound book filled with pressed flowers. The flowers were mixed with what appeared to be human skin. The room's oppressive atmosphere seeped into Jamie's mind. She gasped, repulsed by her findings, but compelled to dig deeper. In the nights ahead, Jamie started having vivid nightmares, her dreams blurring with the images from the room. She saw Mr. Eldridge's wife, her face contorted in silent screams, her eyes pleading. Jamie's behavior changed. She became withdrawn, paranoid, convinced that Mr. Eldridge's presence still lingered, trapped within the walls. She began to hear whispers, soft, sibilant voices that seemed to emanate from the hidden room. Mark noticed the change, the fear in her eyes, the way she flinched at every sound. The paranoia grew worse every day. He was at loss on how to help her. "It's not just a room, Mark," Jamie pleaded, her voice trembling. "He's still here. He wants to keep her here." Mark, finally seeing the fear in Jamie's eyes, began to doubt his skepticism. He started to hear the whispers, too, faint rustling sounds that seemed to come from the walls. One night, Jamie found a hidden compartment in the wall, revealing a series of disturbing photographs. They showed Mr. Eldridge performing rituals, using his wife's body parts. It was clear that he had not just preserved her memory, but had attempted to possess her essence, to trap her soul within the house. The room's influence grew stronger, the temperature plummeted, and the air crackled with an unseen energy. The door slammed shut, trapping Jamie and Mark inside. A spectral figure materialized, a gaunt, shadowy form with Mr. Eldridge's features almost indistinguishable in the dark room. Eldridge's hollow eyes. He reached out, his fingers gnarled and cold. "She's mine," he rasped, his voice a dry, rustling whisper. "You cannot take her from me." Rage-fueled, Jamie smashed the mirror. The room erupted in a blinding flash of light, a cacophony of screams and whispers. The house shook, the walls groaning as if in agony. Jamie and Mark stumbled out of the room, leaving the shattered remnants behind. They fled the house, the darkness swallowing them as they ran. Behind them, the house stood silent in the early dawn. The young couple jumped in the car, fleeing to the sanctuary of Mark's parents, trying to explain the strange happenings of the previous days. The next day, the house was gone. Nothing but a charred, empty lot remaining. Had they imagined it? Had the house and Mr. Eldridge been in their imaginations? There wasn't much left of the house. The experience nearly drove the young couple apart. But was the spirit of Mr. Eldridge gone? Was his obsession destroyed as well as the house? How strong is the spirit of Eldridge? How strong is the bond between Jamie and Mark? We may never know, but do we want to?